What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Storytime. Thank you so much for tuning in. We've brought you something very, very, very special today. This episode is happening because of a very exciting announcement. As you know, Bomb Squad has taken over the country as everyone's favorite beer. But there are too many stories from the World Cups that you guys don't yet know. And the people that truly know those stories are the wives, are the ladies that handled all the traveling, all the games, all the behind the scenes, all the parties, and they've taken all of that and they've put it into a very special brand that we are happy to bring to you, named Highball. We're here with Saskia Snyman and Aimee Kitshoff. Thank you guys so much for being here. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. So this is the new and exciting baby. The day of this coming out, the official launch of Highball is happening tomorrow. That is Thursday. Everyone's been excited about this. It's been in the works for the past 9 months. Let's go into what is Highball and how did this come to be?
Yeah, okay. I'll go for it. So, sure. It all started obviously in 2019 during that World Cup. I must say, if I think back now, I've always said that Japan was never on my bucket list, a country to travel to.
Same.
I'm obsessed with traveling, and that wasn't one. So when we found out that World Cup when our partners were picked for that World Cup and it was going to be in Japan, I'm not going to lie to you, I wasn't the most excited.
I mean, I was living in Japan at that time. So I was just bummed not to experience a new country because I was already living in Japan.
Sure, I actually didn't even think of that.
Yeah, I
okay,
was
so you were like,
already
yay, home World Cup. Yeah, okay.
And it blew me away. Japan blew me away. I mean, we've already touched in our previous podcast on a couple of stories of me interrupting Kitsy's sleep during the fun times that we had in the World Cup. And I must say, this is the drink why we were out so late. So after that, we've decided we haven't actually, it came across our paths last year and everybody came to us and they were like, why don't you do something like this? And it was completely, I was like, there's one and one drink only. It's a thing I fell in love with in Japan that we need to get here to South Africa.
Yeah.
They need to experience and taste what it tasted like, that victory in Japan.
This is definitely a thing all the fans fell in love with and then out of love with the next morning, but then in love with again that night.
Yeah. Aimee was pitching to us, it was this weekend when we were all in Joburg. Aimee was saying, we've all had smaller little taste tests here and there. I'm absolutely obsessed. I've already said to Jess she's going to fall in love with this drink. There's nothing like this that I've seen here in South Africa before in terms of the way that you're mixing higher alcohol percentage as well, which is very exciting for everyone. But this is the perfect hangover cure as well. So you've got a little bit of a balance going there, which is really nice.
Yeah.
So what is a highball and how did that then go from being the name of a drink in Japan to now becoming the brand?
So a highball is quite literally whiskey ginger ale. That's the name of the drink, universally understood as well.
Or a whiskey soda.
Or a whiskey soda.
It's a tall whiskey with a mix.
Highball drink.
Yeah.
Okay, hence the high.
Highball.
Yeah.
There we go.
But in Japan, it was, I think, more commonly a ginger ale, or at least that's what we drank anyways.
Yeah, a
if
ginger
there was another
highball.
type in Japan, I wouldn't have known. So it's literally whiskey mixed with a spirit.
Sick.
So that's what you call it in Japan. It's called a highball. And when we sat down with the creatives that helped us with the language and the words for Bomb Squad as well, she goes, oh, I thought you literally are calling this drink highball like a highball in rugby.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the two mixed. So she was like, oh, I didn't realize it's an actual drink. Like, why don't you just call it highball? Like,
I didn't even
that's
think
not
of
a
that.
common, like a highball isn't a common drink here, so no one would. Well, it doesn't seem to people across people's minds that it's an actual drink. People just assume this is a new drink name, this is a new brand name.
People know rugby more than they know the drinking culture of Japan, so they make that connection first.
100%.
Okay.
and then it plays a little bit back luckily into rugby. So
Shit, well played.
I don't think you spell highball the way we spell it, the drink. It's spelled differently.
Well, it's one word, but I mean.
Yeah. So ours is, but then we've broken it up for more like the rugby term of it, a highball.
There we go.
Yeah.
Should we crack them and try them?
Yes.
I'll ask you guys the next question. So what is very cool, Aimee brought in whiskey glasses that she had made for Stephen Kitshoff's 21st. So Kitsi, thank you
Ek
for...
vir jou, Kitsie.
Yeah, there we go. Happy 21st, dude. Yeah, so this one will be to you. Oh. So these are sample cans as they stand right now. We will do another exciting announcement and share more media and more stills and stuff like that to announce the official branding as well. The branding is beautiful. We've been very lucky enough to see it. Again, something that you haven't seen on the market. It's super vibey, super trendy. And to me, it perfectly portrays what you guys experienced in Japan.
Yeah.
So thank you for bringing that here. So cheers.
Yeah, cheers,
Cheers to you guys and to Highball. Yeah, cheers. Baby one.
Yo, guys, that's nice. You actually forget how nice it is.
Nee?
That's proper.
Nee?
And I'm not just saying that either.
No, that's lekker. I like that a lot.
Nice, eh?
It doesn't taste like alcohol at all. It's nice, eh? Yeah, that's proper, eh?
We had some this weekend in Joburg on the Friday at the amazing Pick and Pay Bride with the Boys event. And one of the girls from Pick and Pay says she had two and she was feeling so good.
There we go.
Like, it's all it takes. It's all it takes.
A couple people were floating at that event. That was amazing. I think that might have been, I might have tried it once briefly before the Pick and Pay event that we did on Friday. That was a great event. So much fun. And again, a beautiful mix between Bomb Squad and Highball. All the Oaks were starting with Bomb Squads, and then halfway through the day, the demand for Highball was through the roof.
Highballs flew. In an hour, they were all gone.
Immediately gone. Everyone was checking all the different ice buckets to be like, there's got to be 1 or 2 cans left. Like, demand was high already. I want to touch into Japan and go into, if you can recall, the first night you had a Highball and what that night entailed.
So, the first night we got there, flippin' hell, I came straight from a wedding in Mallorca. One of my best friends got married in Mallorca, and I flew from Mallorca to Osaka, which was 33 hours of travel and 5 flights. So now I'm a very good friends. Yeah, I'm a very good friends. And that was obviously flying up to Spain and then from there. So by the time I landed first in Osaka and the girls, we've all then discussed that they would join me and we would watch the last 2 games, the last 2 pool games. It was Canada and... You remember the last one? Was it...
Italy?
Yes, I think it on Namibia.
Damn, well done.
Italy.
Yeah. Of Namibia, they were all there.
All there, yeah. So just 2 games and then we were like... praying and hoping the boys would make it to the quarters and that we'd have another week there. Like, we weren't expecting anything. It was a much less savage pool than this time around. Yeah. So
good point.
I was swollen like a Oros Maniki, sitting at that airport waiting for them because my flight came in first. And there was Japanese TV crews everywhere. And we all got on a bus together.
Oh, yeah, I got you at the airport.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we got a little bus for all of us.
It's coming back now. Yeah. We're nailing this. Okay.
And we had to drive from Osaka to Kobe. Like, weren't we staying? We were staying in Kobe. And I think we got there very late that evening. So I don't think we had, but that second night.
No, we were dead that night.
We managed to get our hands on not Highballs, but their RTDs from Japan, and they were 9%.
Okay. Yeah, guys, we didn't want to poison the nation. So, almost dankie vir die tannie. Okay. We went to 7. Because we all had 9%ers. And obviously unknowing what 9% would do to you, because you just think it's a normal drink.
It tastes like this. It tastes like this. It tastes so unassuming. You can't taste the alcohol. And they were 9%. And it rocked me.
Oh, yeah. Sneak up from behind.
Everyone's excited to see each other as well, right? There's a new place, new country. Everyone's like, ooh, yes. And then you just fail.
Kaduff.
Yeah. It was... Yeah. An experience.
And story stops there.
And it was an experience. But the first time then the boys were like, you have to try this thing called yakiniku, the braais.
So the barbecue where you have like the braai in the middle and the raw meat. They bring you little slivers of meat.
And you like dip it in a...
And you fry it on the middle of the table. Yakiniku, it's very famous in Japan. It's the best thing I've ever had in my life. I still dream about it. Like, it is the best thing I've ever had. No, but that is next level. Like, it's a little braai in the middle of your table and these slivers of Wagyu, and you just make it as
Yeah.
You cook
buy
it as you
whatever
want.
Wow.
Yeah.
It comes with unlimited drinks.
And that
That's the
usually,
catch.
and that is,
Unlimited, like
and it's
bottomless.
usually
Yeah.
whiskey or beer.
Yeah.
It's usually whiskey or beer.
That's a problem.
And
That's
Yes,
what
I can have it.
and that's where we got and fell in love with yakiniku and apples. And then
That, and another thing I also specifically remember. Obviously, it's Japan, right? We can't read any of the signs in the buildings. Like,
Yeah.
Fair.
let's just... Even Google Maps isn't helping you. Like, dreams. Translate? No, not happening. So anyways, I think our sort of port of call was Hooters for, like, pre-drinks or whatever, because that is
There
all
we
we
go.
could
Yeah.
recognize.
yeah,
There we go.
downstairs from our
Literally
hotel in
downstairs from the
Shinjuku,
hotel.
where we were based for most of the World Cup, was a Hooters. I told you, the best Hooters I've ever
That's
been to.
grand.
So
Yeah.
pre-drinks was
And
highball drinks.
they only serve their highballs in a liter jug.
Yeah. Literally.
So
like-
a 1
I've got
liter,
video.
9% drink.
So the highball probably would have been
A proper
more casual.
mix, like they would have just thrown in whiskey. I wonder if they would give us the ones on tap, or if it was like whiskey and ginger ale that they would mix themselves.
Oh, I see what you...
Look, we
Okay.
can't be sure, but
I don't know what it
Yeah.
was, but it was a
I can't imagine that would have been
Gewone.
9%. That would have actually killed us.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
cool that culturally it's mixed into their version of braai as
Yes.
well.
Yeah,
Like that's
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
cool that
Yeah.
it comes out of the same context, right?
Yeah.
At least through your experience of the little miniature braai in the middle of the
Yeah.
table and a
Yeah,
little bit of highball. That's a nice little blend.
Yeah.
Um,
But then
having
you eat it with sticks.
yeah,
Then you're
we
like,
can
this
do
isn't
that
a
here.
braai.
Yeah, we can find sticks.
Imagine
Yeah,
going to your
chop you up
uncle,
a
be like,
stick.
yeah,
Yeah.
chopsticks, eat your.
Here you go, uncle. What I find really interesting in Ames, sometimes we touch into it just through like general banter, right? But the dynamic of all the wives in rugby is fascinating. Like when Stephen was telling his story on Game Time about trying to get to Malky's wedding after the Barbars game, and the chance was like 50-50 until the game got cancelled and they ended up making it whatever. And you can see the banter with you guys in the comments being like the shit we go through kind of thing.
Drinking a Nox Hydrate feels like.
Is there no one else? Give it up for Still now. Alors, wie hebben we wat rond weer? Drinkers du Plessis.
Let's get back to the show.
Yeah, do you mean between the wives? How's our dynamic?
Yeah. Like you the only people that understand each other, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and there's
That's
a
a-
I
handful.
think that is probably definitely the biggest contributor.
Yes.
You know, you can rely on your friends as much as you can, but there's only a select few people who are really going to understand.
What you're going through.
And I take an example. We were obviously together in the World Cup in 2019. That's where we, I would say, solidified our friendship, really. So much so that me and Archie were getting married that year, 10 days after the World Cup. Now, thankfully, we won, because I kept thinking, what a bummer of a wedding if we didn't.
Imagine.
Literally.
But can you now imagine what a jolt it was?
Yeah,
No,
good
no,
point.
like-
Okay, yeah, there we go. It's a 50-50. It's risky, yeah.
But like, so literally the wedding was 10 days after, right? Like everything was supposed to be, everything was supposed to be done. Everything was done, right? Before that. And then in that World Cup, quite literally, me and Archie sat one night, like before some of the games or something, and we said, you know what? We've actually made such good friends on this tour. And that wouldn't have been Archie and the boys, right? Because they would have been friends. He would have made those friends, right?
Yeah.
I would have only really met the girls. Because, like I said, I was living in Japan. We were kind of new to the setup, all that jazz. I only really met the girls on that tour. And during that tour, Kitsy and Aimee would have been one couple and 3 other couples that we thought, no, do you know what, we've actually really made a bond. I really feel like these are my people and I need to have them at my wedding, which probably seems like a rash fucking judgment coming from you know each other never to like 5 weeks together. But, you know?
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
really
That's
we
cool.
got
Got
those
our-
people, like...
We got our Snyman invite to the wedding at the World Cup, yeah.
At the World
That's
Cup.
how close we became in
That's
those,
so
in
dope.
those 4 or 5 weeks, yeah.
So, yeah, you definitely depend on each other. Like, I mean...
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to.
Yeah.
They're the only ones who's going to get it. We're the only ones who's going to get each other. That's
Yeah.
For sure. And also, you turn it into an incredible experience for each other. Like, imagine doing it on your own, right? That's like, that would be quite a painful experience having to travel around the world by yourself.
Absolutely.
Now you've got a group of friends that you can experience it with. Like,
Yeah.
that's a dream come true, you know?
Yeah.
What is, I think for the two of you specifically, what coping mechanisms or what techniques or tricks have you learnt to dealing with the pressure and stress of a big game?
Yeah, no, I do not think I ever found a way of coping with that stress. Other than as soon as Saskia and I always made sure, I must say, this is a thing we can give ourselves credit for, especially in the 2023 World Cup. On those buses, Sas and I made sure there's drinks for everybody and snacks for everybody.
Okay.
We had quite long bus rides and get a vibe started.
Yeah, if everyone's in a gees.
Think in a gees and just keep positive and stay positive. That was very much you and my role in the 2023,
helped out,
on the 2023 World Cup. 100% everybody helped out, but we were like the force behind it to try and just get the gees going. And if everybody's positive and laughing, and you must remember there's kids around, so we're all looking out for the kids around, and like we have got so much actually going on that. Yes, sometimes I wonder like how the games are blurs to me. I can't remember anything about the games. Like we were so worried about each other and making sure everybody's okay throughout the game.
Yeah.
But I can't remember much of the game, especially only the celebrations afterwards, because
guys,
we luckily pulled through.
I don't want to
Honestly,
be that guy, but like we're not on the field, so what is the point of stressing? Like we can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
You might as well
Interesting
enjoy
take.
it.
Okay.
Like, there really is nothing you can do.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that guy who's like, I don't stress. But like, what are you supposed to do?
It's a good point.
Grab a drink, have fun. Like, rather just try and enjoy it because luckily it seems to be working out.
Enjoying it's working.
Enjoying it is working. Yeah.
Do you know, there's only real stress when something actually happens to your partner. That obviously is real stress. But the game, I mean, what will happen will happen.
And especially in those World Cups when I'm one of the very loud supporters. So the girls will tell you. I'm a very, very loud supporter. There's a phrase I put on the back of my jacket, Skramele Kitsie, and everybody, in Pretoria at Capital Craft the other weekend, people came up to me and they were like, you won't know who we are, but we saw you at the World Cup screaming Skramele Kitsie.
That's sick.
So away, there's not many South African fans in the stands during these World Cups because they're so far and so expensive to get to that all we try to do is make sure they can hear us supporting them. Like that was my probably main focus is like they're out chanting us in the stadium and like every time we just wanted to show support and be as loud and proud as we possibly could.
Look, you've got some of us ducking our heads down, not watching the game. At one point, I was screaming to her like, "Watch the game!"
This was not the final. This was the semi-final. Yes, against
there was a couple like.
Against who did we play semi-final? England semi-final 2023.
Oh, 2023, yeah.
Yes. So we obviously had them in the final in 2019, but semi-final in 2023. And I decided the whole second half, I didn't look up once. I had my head in my lap.
Imagine.
For 40 minutes.
Praying, down, not screaming anything. I was head down, holding my legs and just praying for 40 minutes. And I was like, we're winning because I'm not looking.
In her mind.
Oh,
I'm
but
like, no,
that's what starts to happen. Okay, there you go. Yeah.
And then everybody was like, we're winning, look up. And I was like, until I hear that whistle, I will not look up. And then I heard everybody roar. That's the first time in 40 minutes I lifted my head and opened my eyes. I could not watch a second.
So the game is actually not a blur. You just actually didn't watch.
I didn't watch.
That was just
I could not watch that game.
40 minutes of game and then pitch black.
And then in the final, I was like, what happens, we're here.
Yeah, you must.
Now you enjoy it. And I really enjoyed the final. And I didn't stress at all. I had no stress in that final.
So it's kind of like getting to the final point of being in a in the last game.
Then you're in the final.
And then
what
from there,
happens. Just enjoy it. Yeah.
What's the period like after winning a World Cup? Those like first. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So no chill.
Like honestly, we probably get half the vibes that the boys get, but like even for us, there was no chill.
The boys find it so flippin' special. I must say, every World Cup, and correct me if I'm wrong, they celebrate it together only, probably until like 3 a.m, and then they come and join us. So they are so happy together that they literally partied until like 3 a.m, and they just forgot. Like it was so exciting in the moment and having their kontikis and all their amazing things.
Give it to them. Like they have their.
We're jawling in the lobby. Don't worry, we're not missing them either. Like we're jawling and waiting for them. But then they would come and join us. And the last World Cup, I had my last tequila at 9:15 with you.
Yes,
The next morning.
Morning.
We had our last tequila, and then when I drank it, I was like, "It's time for bed." I was like, this was not
As
a
it
good
goes
idea.
down.
I know,
This is
I know.
after I came back because
We
there
went
was a
for
stadium.
naps. Yeah.
No, I didn't go for a nap. I wish.
No,
No, this
no
was the
you and I
plan.
didn't go nap.
I was like, I'm just gonna sneak away. Like this was my plan. I'm like, where's Archie? I actually haven't seen him the whole night. Not that I honestly noticed. To be frank, I was like vibing. Anyway, I'm like, let me just go see him. Even like somebody calls me into the room. I'm like, well, okay, here's Eben, Anja, Archie chilling. I'm like, okay, great, new crowd. I was like, new drinks, new crowd. Like I didn't need new drinks at 6 a.m. But I was like, whatever. Four of us have a moment.
At
whatever.
6 a.m.
Get back. And he was like, do you want a tequila? No, not really. But like I did.
You have to.
So like I think it's honestly wild. There's no other word for it. It's wild.
That's what blows my mind every time when I drink with anyone within the space, is that it's not just the oaks that can drink you under the table, it's the wives as well.
This one.
Like
think if you put
I
your
never
hand
keep
up for
up.
it, you need to stand up for yourself. Like
That's 100%.
You know,
Like
yeah.
I wanted to ask on
Okay, wait, can we get a moment of silence? I want to pour another drink.
go for it. We'll get the ASMR.
Always need to do
Yay! Look at it go. Well done. As a family and as a couple, playing overseas and having to relocate to like a different country and have to reset up, you know, like a whole life, like in Japan or like in France. What is that experience like for you? I'm sure there's a lot of excitement in it going over, but also from the perspective of you guys have global images. You know, you're known by everyone as a family, as a couple, the husbands as athletes, and you're now relocating like for Achia, then having to come back and play all the way to the final against all of his homies from back home, you know, like that sort of dynamic, right? Like,
Yeah.
what's that like? What's that experience? Because as South African fans, especially in this past URC final, the support for Achia is incredible. It's like the whole country are like, even if the Bulls lose, we still got Achia in the team. So technically South Africa still won. So we still have, you know, like that's kind of everyone's take towards it, right? But what does it feel like from your side?
Yeah, okay, well I have to correct you first or he will actually kill me. Archie.
Why did I say it?
I'm not even sure.
What did I say? Achia.
Or just RG.
You say Achia or Achia?
I say Archie, but I'm
Achia.
Afrikaans.
How do you
just
say it?
RG.
RG?
Yeah.
The way
That doesn't
Irish
feel
say-
right
no,
though.
no.
That doesn't feel right though.
Archie.
Or
I say
RG.
Achia, Archia, Ar. Okay.
Archie.
See, I'm learning Afrikaans on the show. Achia.
Just because he
Okay.
just did a show and he was like, fuck it, guys.
Really?
Say it English or Afrikaans, but the in between just sounds weird.
No. He must tell them, learn it the Afrikaans way, and then panel beat it in, and people will get it correct. Okay, I'm with you.
They love him.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how else to say that. He loves them. They love him. Like, it
You see, you two are just the most sociable people, probably
Okay.
in the team. Like everybody loves them. So I can't imagine the two of them having a hard time fitting in anywhere. They're just so
Okay.
sweet and open and welcoming, and yeah.
like, I think
Yeah.
hopefully it plays through, and I'm assuming it does, because we have seen obviously support, like you say, even if he wasn't playing the Bulls. Do you know, it was still our fans, and like,
Yeah.
I know he found the game really hard this time because it was the Blue Bulls. Like, I know this game was weird for him and like was hard for him.
Yeah.
But what can you do?
Fair.
You're loyal to the team you're with. Like, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in terms of the move, like, it is hard every couple of years having to move. And I feel like the older we get, it's harder because you seriously invest in the relationships that you have. And then it's basically ripped away.
Yeah.
In like a weird context, but yeah.
And
every
then it
time I
makes
come
it
back
tough to
home-
open up again, and you're like, oh, I've just went through this.
Yeah.
I've just went through this. Like my French friends, one is my best friend in the world. Like, still one of the best friends. I speak to her every day I can. Like,
Okay.
so I made that my best friends. And then, well, luckily we only came home. But then moving, we had obviously the Centre Northern Ireland. And you're like, oh, I was 34 years old when we did it. So I'm old. And I'm like, this isn't fun making new friends at this age. And everybody mostly my age already has babies. So, and they're set and doing their routines and stuff because of kids. And I don't. So it is more, the older you get, it's definitely more difficult. I found this time around, luckily it was a quick one, way more difficult than
it's just
the
more
first
difficult.
time around.
Yeah.
I think to leave. Because, you know, I'm late 20s and that's obviously like if you look at like parts of your life, that's a big part of your life.
Yeah.
And I've had 4 years with these girls, for example, in Ireland now. Okay, I've just moved up the road, so it's not like a big deal. But at some point, I know it's gonna call it quits.
Yeah.
So like
I
you really
see.
have to invest at some point almost quality friendships over quantity at some point, and that's hard because like Aimee said, I like being social.
Yeah.
I would take 1 million friends if I could. Now I understand that not everyone's going to be my best friend and somebody I share my heart with, but you know, I like being social, and at some point it is difficult to really think, what am I doing with my time? I really need to pick. Or me and Archie together, like we've got some friends that like are hartsvriende, you know, like that you will actually commit to and keep, but it gets harder because each new place you go to,
There's
you
new
pick
friends,
up someone and you think,
Okay.
these are them, and they're all scattered. Like we've got friends in Bloemfontein. I mean,
Yeah.
My
God,
favorite
the
is she just met Alice Marshall.
oh yeah.
Geordie Barrett's Geordie
Oh,
Barrett's
sweet. Okay.
beautiful girlfriend, and she came with us to America after them meeting each other for how long?
No, sorry, 6 months. But like both of us were stuck. That sounds weird. Not stuck, not working. I quit my job in November, my corporate job. Just the timeline was hectic. She put her corporate job on hold to come to Ireland with Geordie. So the two of us are basically chilling. We call it fun employed.
Okay, there we go.
So like you're doing things here and there, but there's no boss. So both of us
That's
were fun
sick.
employed for 6 months, and we just hit it off like exactly that. 6 months, we talk to each other every day. Eventually decide, okay, this is actually someone I'm going to let into my life and tell everything to. And you know, you depend on that
Become
one person
really
now.
good friends.
Yeah.
And then they leave. And
And
I'm
it's
like, when am I going to see you again?
Yeah.
Realistically, twice in my life,
Yeah.
maybe a third.
Hopefully.
It's hard. Yeah.
And that's hard because yes, she's such an amazing human, and it's so cool
she's
to
a
see such friendships. Like you never thought that I would hear that Saskia is now with one of the all black girlfriends was one of her best friends.
Yeah.
You know, and another one that was with us on that trip is Aisling, and if she's Irish, like it's incredible. Obviously, we all
thankfully
planned,
she's married to South
and
African,
married
so-
to a South African.
Okay.
But
We'll see her
if
again.
it wasn't
There we
for
go.
him going to play there, we would have never met her. And she is one of our best friends, and it's so incredible to think that we wouldn't have met each other if it wasn't for this. I don't even know if we would have met.
Fair though. Like as much as you say it's hard, it's unbelievably cool to get to
Yeah.
know. Who would have thought I have a fucking best friend in Ireland? Who would have thought that?
That's
like
cool,
more than one even. Like who would have thought that?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
thankfully I've met them. Like I would never exchange it. It just gets hard.
Yeah.
Like, but I mean,
yeah. Because ultimately, the wife or mom or girlfriend or woman of the house is ultimately building the lifestyle and building your weekends, right?
Yeah, I agree
Because
with you.
the guys are on such busy schedules that I imagine they don't have a lot of time to go, I like that person, I had the chance to meet that person. Like the players are the friends, right?
No, I agree.
So weekends come and it's like, okay, we have a day off. Like you'll
like,
have...
no, we don't. I've made plans.
Exactly, right? And the trust then in a relationship of like, cool, I know you've made good friends with good people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got to ask about the ladies' trip to America.
Oh my word, this was hilarious.
Go for it.
4 of us, ne? Okay, so myself, Aimee, duh. Aisling Klein
Okay.
lives in Ireland, married to JK, who's obviously Springbok now, and Alice Marshall lived with me in Ireland now. 4 of us, 2 South Africans, 1 Irish,
And one Kiwi.
and 1 New Zealand Kiwi.
Good. That's a good
That's
group
a
of
mix.
people.
That's a
Yeah.
that's a walking into a bar joke waiting to happen.
That's
Yeah.
solid.
People keep asking us like, oh, how long do you guys know each other? Now, okay, different in like the whole group. Aimee and Alice, 1 day.
One day we met
They're
each
like,
other there.
Okay, that's random. Like, where you guys all from? We're like, oh, New Zealand, Ireland, fucking South Africa. Like, oh, you guys air hostesses. Eventually, we just went with it. We're like, yeah.
Yep.
Because how do you
Good
explain
call.
that?
Yeah.
You know, like literally, how do you explain that to someone?
And you're like, okay, our husbands play rugby. And they're like, yeah, but still.
No,
Yeah.
Countries? I'm like, this is too long.
To make that link, yeah.
at one point, we went to like, so Alice, she brought her friend there who was having a bachelorette. Oh no, sorry, she was a bride. And she asked us
She
to
just got engaged. Yeah, she just
Yeah.
got engaged. Yeah, so she's a bride to be. Yeah.
So she joined us in Las Vegas. Lekker, ne? And she
boy.
asked us to just like celebrate for one night, like do it with her. Obviously, we're keen, love that type of thing.
Why not have a mini bachelor? You're in Vegas.
That's
Is it that
dope.
is the
Yeah.
place?
We're like
That is the
vibes.
dream.
Yeah, that is the dream. So okay, we booked like a Coyote Ugly. It's like a, I wouldn't say a strip show, but I
Are you
wouldn't
gonna
not.
not? It's like
a
Magic
dance.
Like
Mike.
Coyote
Yes.
from the movie
It's like
Coyote
Magic
Ugly.
Mike.
Yeah.
No, man.
got a great story
She's
with
trying
that.
to be way politically correct. It's
Okay.
like Magic Mike.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
not
that's
like that.
dope. Like the movie, they get on the bar and they pour tequila
Yes.
and everyone dances on the bar. I'm with you.
Yes.
But it's
So
called
exactly
Thunder
that.
Down Under.
Oh, fuck, sorry, it is.
Yeah.
I'm calling it Kiori ugly.
No, but that explained it perfectly. Yeah.
It's that. And we all go for a picture, you know, they're like, whatever, I can take a picture, we're like, cool, whatever. Again, as we're posing, we're like, He's like, how do you guys know each other? Yes. Then they start explaining, and I actually had it at this point. I was like, rugby. And I was
And then
like,
they're like,
Yeah.
are you all rugby
Sport.
players?
they're like, oh, you guys are all rugby.
You're like, yeah.
I'm like, I'm a prop.
There we go. Ready.
We're like, please stop.
It was New York, Nashville,
Where we saw Callum and
where you saw
Lauren.
Callum and Lauren.
And then Vegas, Palm Springs, LA for a day. So
Yeah.
east to west. Right
And we
there
did a little pit stop in Pioneer Town.
as well.
Pioneer Town.
We road trip from Las Vegas to Pioneer Town, and then we went to Stagecoach in Palm Springs.
To Stagecoach.
Which was the
I
reason
forgot
for the
about
season.
That was the whole reason for the trip.
Oh, Stagecoach was like the cherry on top,
Yeah,
the
that was-
defining.
That's why we went.
That's
yeah.
why we went.
The others were just
Okay.
bonuses. It's too far to travel to just to go to a one weekend at Stagecoach.
Or to do like one city and then come back again.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
it's way too far just to be able to do that. But it was
No, it was sick.
Incredible. eh?
my word, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
I don't think I would survive it again. Genuinely, Nashville, het my opgevolk. Like, guys.
Really?
And we did go a little
Hectic.
bit, yeah. A weekend in Nashville gets ya.
So what was the daily, like, walk me through a day in the life of the girls in Nashville?
So I
They
probably
were
start.
different, I'd say. Because
Yeah, Sas organized has been to New York, so she planned New York for us,
sick.
which was if everybody could see New York in Sas's way, you would be more in love with that place than any place. And I am smitten with New York, but it's probably because she's such a good planner, and the places she showed us, I am in love with. And then in Nashville, we were like, none of us have been. We're kind of going to wing it.
But
in
Ashley
Nashville.
kind of took control. The
Yeah,
Irish
yeah.
thing, so.
But we also had some spots, but let's wing it. And we winged it until 4 a.m. every morning.
Because, no, can we give you a big reason why? Have you seen their shots? You think a single is like, their single is our double.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
we went
really?
50
four.
ounce.
Give us
Is it
4
called 50
doubles.
ounce? That's what one shot of vodka, or if you ask for a drink and they're like single
Yeah.
or double, but they don't really ask you for doubles there because a single shot is basically a double. Like we do 30
What?
mils, and there's this like 50 mils for one shot.
Yeah. So we got,
Yes, that's gonna
please,
hurt.
4 doubles,
Yeah.
thanks. And it's like 8.
So then you're having like,
Comes in a tall glass.
quadruples.
Yeah.
You're like, but like, it's there now. Like, what do you, it's there.
Gotta do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean, I
basically
realized
just
that the next day when someone explained that, I was like, where am I now?
You're like,
did not
that's why
know.
I'm hurting. Yeah.
And by the Thursday night, there was in Morgan Wallen's bar, there was a Irish barman, and obviously Aisling then
Ash is
made
gorgeous, like,
friends.
we've
It's
seen her.
Irish,
There we
like
go.
come on.
Love the chat.
And this bartender told Aisling that Post Malone was in town, and you should not have told that to
I mean, he
Aisling.
definitely
really?
wasn't, but like,
He was
she couldn't-
he was definitely at Coachella because this was the weekend, the last weekend of Coachella, where he was one of the
was.
headliners.
Yeah.
so.
And he was like, I'm sure he's in town. Like, these are the bars. And Aisling is like, right,
Obviously,
hunting season. Here we go. We're
To
going to
find
go find
Posty.
Post
yeah,
Malone.
yeah.
Okay. Worth it, because if you find him, that's a great experience.
I was like, what are we going to do when we find him?
If
If-
And then
yeah.
what happens? What happens if we find him? And she goes, I'm going to make him tattoo me.
Yes,
I was like, I hope this doesn't work out.
Yeah, I
For
hope you
everybody's
don't
sake, for
find
his
him now.
sake.
Don't
I'm like,
find him.
I'm hoping this doesn't work out for his sake. But by the 4th bar, she was clever. She goes, the 4th bar on the list was downtown where Callum actually
because
took
sorry,
us.
the bartender
sick.
gave us a list, and I don't know if I've got a high tolerance, but at this point, I was more able to see than Ash.
Okay.
You haven't met Ash, hopefully you will, because she's a
Yeah,
vibe.
Dope.
you'd love
But
Yeah.
it.
anyway, I
yeah.
took the list from her and like, give me the list, let me see. Because she's adamant, like, there's like no hell or high water, we are finding fucking Post Malone in Nashville. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I'm like, let me just, come micromanage. I look at these 4 names. One of them is like Losers Midtown is the name of the bar. Midtown is like 25 minutes per taxi.
Yeah.
I tried
That's where
telling her
Callum took
that.
us, yeah.
She's like, no, Sas, no, it's like so near. No, we have to go. I was like, 25 minutes is not near 3 a.m. But anyway, I'm like, cool, Nia, cool. We walk in the street, I see losers in like
Downtown
the street
Losers.
we're
There's
in.
luckily a branch of it, like it's this franchise.
So you can like,
And we're like,
Literally,
it's
I'm
here.
like, Nia, is it? I literally
It's
throw
like,
that paper
yes.
up. I'm like, no, doesn't matter. Nothing. I'm like, losers.
this is the one.
I'm like, this is the one. Fair enough, there's a fucking guy sitting playing. From the back, he looks exactly like Post Malone. I thought there's no fucking way such just happened. I don't know if you saw him. I was like, this is him. I was like, Ash, oh my word, you've literally done this for us.
There
now.
we go.
There is Post. She
Go tell him to
pulls
tattoo
off
you.
stage from behind. Like, the security guards are trying to be like, stop. She doesn't care. She almost pulls him off stage. He turns around. It's like the fucking Wish version of Post.
Okay.
I was like, that is so disappointing. Well, we almost
Could have
got
still
almost
done the
there.
tattoo.
Almost.
Guys, it was honestly so
Yeah.
close, but we almost got it.
If she did the tattoo, she could have gone home and been like, Post Malone tattooed me and just taken the
could have,
photo from
from
behind
behind. I would have
and just
believed
been like,
it.
told you it happened
No,
for
I
real.
would have believed
So
it.
she should have.
should have gone
You got to
to the
commit.
doctor or something.
Yeah, you got to commit to the story.
We'll just need to go back to just make this happen.
Yeah. The next morning, she
Yeah.
was like, thank you, Sass. She was like, I promise I do actually want to go home when I don't say it. I'm like, you're lying. Because at 3 a.m. there's no chance.
How we
you're gonna go
coerced her home that night with
3
hot
a.m.
dogs. The people singing in
really
the bars were.
See, that's dope.
I mean, you've got
Yeah.
Callum Kerr singing in that Losers. That the
Yeah.
one that we went in that was the wrong one. He then performed, and we were the people in there. Like
Yes.
the poor guy, his nerves
Gosh,
were
I made a 2
shot.
a.m. 2 p.m. slot. We were like, fine. No, not even. Earlier.
11 a.m. slot, like the bar opening slot.
Dope.
And we were
Start.
there, and the poor guy was like, everybody was starting to stream in, but we were already there.
People
And
are
he was
still
like, this is
hungover
nerve
at 11.
wracking.
Like, let's
Yeah.
go.
But you've got the likes of seeing Callum Kerr just playing in the wild.
That's dope.
And
And
people like
genuinely,
him.
like
that
Post
were
Malone would.
phenomenal. Had such a laugh. Sas and I were the only people awake in the car while we were driving to Pioneer Town at one stage. So that was a nice little 3-hour drive through the desert.
Yeah,
and,
it was fun.
And everybody went to bed at like 9 that night after Vegas as well. So
Yeah.
fun in Vegas, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we gave it our all at Stagecoach.
Different
Massive.
vibe, right? Apart from like live music sort of scene, more of a clubby,
Vegas, yeah.
DJ kind of scene, right?
Yeah. There's one
and
crazy
the shows in Vegas
That's
are
cool.
That's what we did,
unreal.
Code.
Thunder
from
Down
Under.
Thunder Down
There we
Under,
go.
and we did Dita Von Teese, the most famous burlesque dancer in the world, like
That's
of all
cool.
time.
Honestly, so sexy. Like, I've
Oh
never
my
seen
gosh, she's
nothing like her.
phenomenal. They thought I had such a laugh. They were like, "That's a what do you call it? Somebody that's it's not the real person. It's a
Like cross dressing.
Oh,
No,
I just thought
no,
it was
no.
an impersonator.
impersonator."
Oh,
She didn't
And
know
I
she
was
still
like,
alive. She's
"No,
like
girls."
63. I swear. Okay, well,
I
somebody
think,
fact check me.
yeah,
I
she
think
might
she's that
be in
old.
her 50s. She's definitely in her 50s. I mean, she's
Yeah.
from back in the day.
well,
she's
it's
one of-
definitely not your 20s. You know what I'm
No.
saying?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
to be doing a show
but
for that
she
long.
looks like she's in her 20s.
Really?
So she's
Okay, she's 52.
52.
Oh my word.
Okay, but like,
Wow.
yeah.
But she
Okay.
looks
Unbelievable.
25.
Unbelievable.
And they were like, it's not her. You can't look like that. And it's like, no, that's her. And it's mind blowing. That place is just next level.
Shit, I'd love to see that. She was married to Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
I think we should. Is there another girls
I'm
trip
coming
planned?
with you if you're going. I need to go with you if you're
I
going.
feel like I'm on a girl's trip in life.
We try.
That's dope though.
Listen, it's as amazing as it is traveling with the boys to all these rugby places. We never get to spend time with them. I promise you, never. They've got one off day, and usually on that day they want to chill or go play golf or just do something that they enjoy. And that you can't see the places with them. They're tired and it's traveling and they have to be in meetings the whole time. So if we don't make it fun for each other anyway, and there's places that we'll never see if we travel with them and they can hardly travel with us because of their schedules,
That's it. No, no,
we
like, how
make
do
the
we
trouble
bond?
for girls' trips. Like, we kind of have to.
Yeah, that's like we'll be based in France for obviously 2 months pretty much. Each of us got our own agenda. You know, some of us are still working, some of us are still, you know, parents, whatever it is, people have things going on. But then the boys are not on the off day going to take 3 hours.
To go walk around.
Or
Yeah,
travel
fair, good
somewhere to
point.
walk
They're
around.
tired.
Good point. Yeah.
So
Dudes wanna
they kick it
dos,
as girls.
yeah.
Yeah. Or they'll go see like a nice lunch. That's fun. But like, you know, if you want to go
Yeah.
actually see the place.
You want to go
with the girls.
experience things,
Yeah.
not just full time.
Yeah,
you know?
we did like one cool island trip, which was before, but like that was one day. Do you know, the rest of the time you do it girls alone.
Yeah.
Did you guys do Greece together?
No, we did not do Greece together.
Okay.
That was me with a girl group here from Cape Town while Stephen,
okay.
and that was actually on Stephen's, that tour they do, the spring series, the New Zealand, Australia. So he was already in Australia, New Zealand. That's too far to travel to for us. That I was like, well, he's away anyway. I might as well go to Greece with my friends. So that's how, So that's how I worked in my travels, is when Stephen would be away and find friends to travel with me. Yeah.
In closing, event happening tomorrow. Obviously, we're recording this on Tuesday, but it's coming out tomorrow on Wednesday, and then events on Thursday. What's the idea and plan for the event, for the launch event, and what is the timeline looking like? We've now told people there's an event that's launching. From that onward, when can people start to get highball?
So we should be online at the event already, or post or Friday. Like literally, you can order it online within the next couple of days via our website, and then we will start slowly releasing into retailers, and hopefully the major retailer that's come on board, Pick n Pay, will probably be the first to market.
We want to thank you guys for watching this far. We also want to thank Super Mushrooms for keeping me focused for every episode of Storytime.
Shout out Pick n Pay. Well done, guys. You guys are killing the game.
Can we just let the people know that this can has traveled continents to be formulated? Because obviously
That's
I came
dope.
into this game kind of late with Aimee. I don't know, I came home in February.
Yeah, Feb.
Jan,
Sas visited.
Jan, Feb, whenever I came. And we just went out with Aimee and Kitshoff, went out, whatever. She was telling me, okay, we're doing a new thing with Bomb Squad and, or I guess with Highball technically. And I just kept thinking, yes, this is nice. This is vibes. This sounds like a bit of me. This is like, do you know, this is something I really enjoy. And obviously I've just told you I quit my corporate job in November. And I was like, oh, I don't like doing nothing. Like, do you know, I want to get involved in something, but like something exciting, something I actually want to do.
And something that's like yours, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah, well, it wasn't mine at the time. But yeah.
Fair.
And I was like, okay. And I messaged Aimee on the way. I was literally on the airport. And I was like, what are Ames? Like, if you want someone, even just to bounce ideas off, I was like, genuinely, even if you, because I was like, I want to do some things that like, fuel my creative fire. Sounds
100%.
so lame.
No, spot on. Yeah.
And I was like, listen, if you want someone to bounce ideas off, or if you want someone even to help you out, because like she's super busy, I was like, listen, I'm here. I would love to join. I would love to whatever. I was like, I know I'm not in the country, because obviously I live in Ireland, but I was like, we can make it work.
Yeah.
You know, we can, whatever. And she was like, 100%.
And it was an
let's
immediate
do it.
yes. I was like, yes, girl, come on
That's
board.
so
Come and
dope.
help me out.
So
Getting to
it
work with
came
your mates.
From SA, I remember Archie went to play a game for the URC. I think against the Sharks. I don't even remember. Somebody in the URC, and I was like, okay, let's send the cans to Durban. The cans came. Archie brought it back for me, like bubble wrap.
Some samples, yeah.
Yeah, formulation 1. I'm like, cool, okay, drink it, whatever, taste it. Have like a little thing. I'm like, okay, cool, great vibes. Then we're like, okay, maybe we'll just try a second formulation. Okay?
Just
now I'm
options,
like, how do we do
What?
that? I'm like, I'm still in Ireland. Like, how do we get it? Okay, Amy's like, no stress. She brings it to New York. So
I
yeah,
thought about this the other day because I walked through security and they go, ma'am, you got any drinks or alcohol or food
You're like,
in your
no.
bag? I'm like, no. And I'm like, if they stop me now, like this trip is over, I'm just like, walk like you mean it. Walk like you mean it.
Are you bringing it?
Walk like you mean it.
And we had the highball samples in our suitcase, and
so
we
then
made
we
our
had it in New
final
York
call
as
on
well.
this formula in New
Jeez,
York.
like-
So it's literally traveled continents. So like, I hope people enjoy it.
It's an international brand now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, well played, eh?
Yeah, it was special, but yeah, we made it work, and I'm so proud of this. And the team behind it and everything, and I'm so excited for everybody's feedback and to see what they think about it.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
And the
I
branding
really
is cool.
love
It's fun.
this.
It's a fresh product. Put it like that.
Yeah.
Like it's really something
Yeah.
you can get excited about, which
Yeah, very proud
Yes.
of it.
But yeah, and thank you for coming in. This is so much fun. Thank you for your time
Vibes.
before you leave South Africa again, but then you guys will come back soon,
guys, I've got
right?
2 months now. It's all good in
There we
the
go. There we go. Okay,
We
okay,
have
sweet.
time.
Thank you guys so much. Please go follow them across all socials, as well as the Highball socials are there, right? Yeah, I'll put everything below, tag everything through so you guys can find it there. And then from Thursday, the official date will be the 26th of June. You'll be able to find Highball at the website, which I'll put below as well. And then from there, just keep an eye out. Thank you, Pick n Pay. Keep an eye out. You'll find Highball in all your local Pick n Paws. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, cheers. Congrats to you guys.
Cheers.
Thank you so
shame
much.
I forget
I already clocked it. Yeah, I went. Did you finish the rest of the can? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we clocked ours already. Whoopsie daisy. But thank you. Appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for coming in.